Hello everybody, how's it going? I finally found my sample of Noir Extreme by Tom Ford yesterday, and this was sent to me by a lovely subscriber, I think a couple months ago, and I lost the sample and I found it again. So I did wear it yesterday, but I'm going to give you my full review of it, and just so I can kind of remember what it smells like off the opening. Hold on. From what I remember, it was like it went sweet, spicy, and then sweet again. Very fast. Like it just kind of transformed quickly. Like, yeah, it's sweet. And then it kind of goes spicy. And then, seriously, like that's how I feel about this fragrance. Now, I do kind of smell a little bit of cardamom in this scent, which is what I think is giving it that little hint of spiciness. But it kind of also reminds me a little bit of baby powder. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I find this to be a pretty powdery scent, and I didn't remember who it was marketed to when I applied it yesterday, but what I remember was that it smelled super unisex, very unisex. And then when I kind of Googled it today, it says that it was marketed as a masculine fragrance. But for me, yeah, anybody can pull this off because it's just, I kind of get a similar vibe from like when I wear Pie by Givenchy, that it comes across very unisex, sometimes even more slightly feminine, right? But to me, Noir Extreme by Tom Ford kind of reminds me of like Spice Bomb Extreme Junior. You know what I mean? It hasn't lived through like the tough times and the struggles because it's not as like bold and spicy as this one, but it's kind of like getting there. Kind of, let me see if I can describe this better. You know that show Pokemon, right, where they have the cute, they're like their phases, right? They have the cute baby phase, and then they have like their teenage evolution, and then their final form adult phase, right? So Spice Bomb Extreme is like the fully fleshed out adult form, and to me, Noir Extreme is kind of that middle ground, because this fragrance goes in two different directions for me. All right, so if you've smelled fragrances like Mercedes-Benz Club Black and Pie by Givenchy, and you kind of like that powdery vanilla sort of scent, I think you're really going to enjoy this fragrance. So I do get similarities with that. But then I also kind of see another direction that it's headed, which is the Spice Bomb Extreme, like sexy, like slightly badass type of vibe. Just a little bit, right? So for me, this fragrance is nice, but it doesn't really take me there. But however, I do know for a fact that this would have like a mass appealing type of quality to it. Like, this is something you're definitely going to hear me recommending, because I know it's something that most people are totally going to enjoy, whether they smell it on somebody else or they wear it for themselves. Now, another interesting thing about this fragrance is, you know how I mentioned in the beginning that it kind of smelled sweet and then spicy and sweet. For some reason, with my nose, when I smell this, it goes in and out of being kind of like this sweet, sexy, and then smelling kind of powdery, older woman like a mature woman, like a woman in her 40s, like with like her powdered makeup. You know what I mean? So it kind of goes like, it goes like in the sexy sweet direction, but then it kind of smells a little bit like a mature woman. Like, I don't know, like let me know if you kind of get that as well. And that is also what I've noticed when I've smelled it in the air too. So it's not just like my skin ripping that and like playing games on me. Like even last night when I was kind of walking around, I was like, okay, I kind of like it. And then now, why does it smell like something my grandma would wear? You know what I mean? I think even 40-year-old is too young. Like, it kind of reminded me of the powdery scents that my grandma would wear around me, you know? So I just kind of, to me, like right now, I'm getting that grandma smell. And literally less than a minute ago, I was getting that Mercedes-Benz Club Black, Pie Givenchy sort of vibe. You know what I mean? So this thing, I totally recommend for you to try on your own skin. All right, just see how it performs, see what you pick up with it, because yeah, like when I smell it more up close, I like it more, but then in the air, it goes in and out of the two things that I just told you about. And those descriptions to me are very like, they are on opposite sides of the spectrum. You know what I mean? It's kind of a bit of a gamble to potentially smell sweet and sexy, and then all of a sudden you might smell a bit like grandma. So like that is, just be careful with that. But that's what I noticed, and I'm always going to be real with you on my opinions with these fragrances. But the good thing is, I got upwards of 7 hours noticeably with this fragrance. Couldn't really smell anything past the 8th hour. Maybe I was going nose blind to it, but it definitely just was a lot closer to my skin. It wasn't projecting, and it wasn't as noticeable as Spice Bomb Extreme. With this fragrance, it's 8 hours and up, no problem. But then, of course, this is also like a small sample vial. It's not the same distribution that you would get from a full size, so I can pretty much assume that with a full size of this fragrance, doing your 3 to 5 sprays, you can totally get over 8 hours with this scent. So longevity is not a problem. I think that scent trail, it stays, with projection, it kind of stays in your scent bubble, but it's noticeable. You know, it's not anything that really will dominate the room, and it's not something that gets overpowering when people are close to you, like within an arm's length away, they can totally smell it. But yeah, I like that it's not trying too hard to be noticed by everybody. So it has pretty good longevity. Projection is decent. The scent trail, well, I didn't really pick up as much of it. It was just kind of a scent lingering in my room just a little bit with my first initial spray and wear of this fragrance. So to me, Noir Extreme is something that I personally am not in love with. Like, is this something that I want to add to my collection? Not really, because I still prefer Mercedes-Benz Club Black, if we're speaking honestly. I know this goes for around $65. I think Tom Ford Noir Extreme is like an $130 fragrance. And I do get better performance off this one. And I do like this one better because the benzoin vanilla combination, it stays sweet, sexy, and a little bit badass. Whereas this one just, it's reminding me of two totally opposite things. And I don't like that it does that. But I do think that this is a good fragrance for somebody that is trying to like basically diversify their collection. You know what I mean? If you've got a lot of fresh and cleans and you want a unique type of fragrance that a lot of people around you won't be wearing, then this is a solid one to look into. But I also will say that I personally prefer Prada Black over this fragrance. And maybe I'll do like some videos if you want me to do that about comparing this to other scents like it. But for me, yeah, Prada Black, Mercedes-Benz Club Black, Pie by Givenchy are better than Noir Extreme for me. But you let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you have a great day. See you later. Bye.